Welcome, senior families, to my summer workshop on the Common Application. My name is Jean Whalen, and I am the College and Career Counselor at the high school. Today, we will be using the Common App Guide for first-year students. What is the Common App? Each year, more than 1 million students apply to over 900 Common App colleges worldwide through their online application platform. Learn more by following this step-to-step guide. Not sure which application your college uses? Each college lists their application platforms under the Admission tab on their website. So let's get started. These are the following steps to the Common Application, and we'll go over each one of them individually. Step 1 is to gather the materials you'll need to make the application go smoothly. You create an account, you add your colleges, you engage your supporters, teachers, school counselors, college counselors. You understand the admission requirements, plan your essays, and finally submit your application. Gathering materials. You're going to need some information before you start working on your Common Application. It takes time. It's not difficult, but each section requires you to answer a series of questions, and it'll go a lot easier and take a lot less time if you gather what you need before starting your Common App. For example, I encourage you to get a copy of your high school transcript. You can do so in your Sapphire account. Colleges will also require you report your senior year schedule. Again, that information will be available on August 15th in your Sapphire account. You want to make sure that you review your senior year schedule for accuracy. A list of your activities, work, and family responsibilities. As part of the career readiness lessons, you started your resume in 10th grade, and it sits in your Naviance account. You don't need to use that. Maybe you, over the summer, have created a Word document with your list of activities, clubs, or sports. You'll need test scores. No guessing here. If you decide you're not going to be applying test optional, you'll need the test scores and those dates to enter that information. Parent legal, guardian information, any academic honors or achievements. Step 2 is actually creating your account. Go to apply.commonapp.org, create account. All students at Pine Richland are first-year students. Provide your login credentials. Make sure that you do not use your school district email. The school district blocks people from outside the school having access to your email. So colleges may have a question or ask you to provide updated information. And so you want to use your personal email to apply to colleges using the college-specific application and to apply to colleges using your Common Application. Complete the registration information. It's going to ask some basic things like your name, your home address, your phone number, and birth date. Be sure to use your legal name as it appears on any official school document, like your transcript. And you also want to make sure that you did so for your standardized tests, because you want everything about you to go through the Common App or through the school application exactly the same. That way, colleges can match your documents to the correct person. At the end, you'll adjust your communication preferences and accept the Common App privacy policy. Select create account, and you're good to go. Step 3 is adding some colleges. In order to match your Naviance account with the Common App, you'll need to add at least one colleges using the College Search tab. So as you can see on my graphic here, you go over to the 4th tab, College Search, and you can look up a specific school. If they're not listed, that most likely means that they do not use the Common Application. If they are listed, you're going to click on the plus button and add them to the My Colleges tab. It's important that if you're not 100% sure of what colleges you're applying to, you can use the college search function to do some filters. For example, maybe you just want to look at schools in the state of Pennsylvania or distance from your zip code. So you can also do a college search using the filter section. Adding a college is easy. You just add that Add Plus button. Once you've added it, you can see them on the dashboard. And also, not only can you see them on the dashboard, but you can see how many teacher letters of recommendation, if any, do they accept, what the deadline dates are, what the application fee is, what any school specific questions are. Once you have at least one college in the My Colleges tab, you can go back to your Naviance account and match the Common App with Naviance. In order to do so, you'll need to complete your profile, the Family and Education section under the Common App, have at least one college listed, and complete the FERPA release under the My Colleges. If you have more than one college, just pick one of those schools. The high school recommends you waive your rights only because many teachers at the school will not be willing to write you a letter of recommendation if you don't waive your rights. If you have any more questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me or your school counselor. Select Match Accounts under the colleges I'm applying to. If you need additional help, there's a 3-minute video that you can click right here to view before you do it. Click I agree, and all of your Common App colleges will appear in Naviance. And as you go through the senior year, you can add colleges. It'll take about 24 hours for them to appear in your Naviance account. But anything through the Common App, once it's matched, you don't have to add them in Naviance. It will automatically appear. Engage your supporters. You're going to need important documents. You'll need letters of recommendation for some, but not all of your schools. So this is a good time of year to reach out to your teachers and your other recommenders to make sure that they are in agreement to write you a letter of recommendation, and also so that you can provide them documents they need so they can write a strong letter of recommendation. Just remember, we're a Naviance school. You do not invite your school counselor or teachers through the Common App. You invite your school counselor through the transcript request form and your teachers through Naviance. Make sure that you mention this to your school counselor when school resumes. Counselors' role is to share their perspective using the context of the entire graduating class. They will also be responsible for filling out the school report and sending your transcripts. You can click here to follow directions on how to do that. Parents only need to submit one form if you're applying using a college's early decision deadline date. That form will appear in the Common Application for them to sign once you choose your application type, meaning early decision. That is the only form in the Common App that parents are required to submit. Teachers' role is to give a firsthand account of your intellectual curiosity and your creative thought. Other recommenders could be coaches, religious leaders, club sponsors, maybe an employer, people who know you outside of school and can testify to your interests and activities and your personality. Colleges are interested to see what kind of student you'll be on campus. This is critically important. We've noticed in recent years that many students fail to understand or research admission requirements. So each college has the ability, whether it's through their own application or the Common Application, to ask you a set of common questions. It varies college to college, so there's no one standard or one requirement. There's a deadline date involved. You'll have to pay the application fee. Many colleges require a personal essay or short answers. Some colleges will require courses and grades. Other colleges will want you to decide whether or not you're going to submit SAT or ACT test scores. If you're applying to an art program, there's a portfolio requirement. Highly selective schools and all Ivy League schools have additional writing supplements. Um, in the My Colleges tab, when you're using the Common App, you'll be able to see if that school accepts any letters of recommendation. If they do not, please don't request them because Naviance will block them from being sent out. In addition, know that many schools and many popular schools at Pine Richland no longer accept a transcript. They are requiring students complete the SAR, that stands for Self Reported Academic Record. You will not be sent a link to the SAR until you actually submit your application. What schools are popular? University of Pittsburgh, Penn State, Clemson, Virginia Tech. Plan out and organize your essays. You can get help from either your English 11 teacher from last year or your English 12 teacher this year. Sometimes it feels like it's the biggest part of the application, and in a way it is. It takes the most time because you have to plan it, organize it, review it, and put together multiple drafts before you feel like it's one that you can submit to your school. Remember, the colleges are using the essay as almost like an unofficial interview. Many colleges don't require interviews anymore, nor do they give them. So the essay is their one way to figure out who you are and how you look at the world. There's a Common App personal essay, and colleges have a choice to either make it optional or required. You'll be able to see that in your list of colleges under My College. There's college specific questions. Pitt is famous for that. Many colleges include short answer questions, and you'll find that information about each college's prompt by clicking here. And some require additional writing supplements. Like a famous example is University of Chicago. Not only are you required to do the Common App essay, but then there's two additional prompts that are specific only to the Chicago. So you want to make sure that you're reviewing all the admission requirements so that you have time to complete your Common App. You can click here to access the essay prompts and helpful information on how to write a successful essay. This year, there's an optional question. It's about COVID. You do not have to answer this. I would recommend you take some thought whether or not you feel this would actually help your application or hurt it. It's not going to hurt it if you decline to not share anything about COVID. Submitting your application, I suggest you review it and that you print out a copy so you know exactly what you submitted. No application is complete until you pay the application fee. If the school waived the application fee, it'll still request whatever code that was they gave you when you visited campus or if you spoke to the college admission representative. So make sure that you have that. And then you actually submit your application per school. It doesn't go out to 10 schools at one time. You individually submit to individual schools. Here's some helpful hints. Do not use school district email. Please proofread your application. Print out a copy so you know exactly what you submitted. Watch for different deadline dates for applications and scholarships. Not every school will require the personal essay. Penn State is a good example of that. Most schools will require additional information. You have to submit to each individual school. You don't submit to 10 schools at one time. You can use, and I strongly encourage you to download the Common App on your cell phone. It'll make your life a lot easier. Schools do not know what other schools you're applying to through the Common App. and they will not have access to your information until you actually submit it. So, requesting teacher letters of recommendation now, no one's going to review those letters until you actually submit your application. Don't procrastinate. Colleges can tell when you submit your application, it has a timestamp. When you rush, because it's last minute, you most likely will be apt to make a mistake. Here's some resources. Common App offers a chat. It's available most days between 12 and 8 p.m. There are certain holidays where the Common App chat is not available. They also have resources for the family. College Wise offers a guide to the Common App, which has helped hundreds of Pine Richland High School students. There's a link to that. I have hard copies in the school counseling office. Um, there's the Common App help sheet, which is posted on the school district school counseling website. You have your college and or school counselor. The college admission office is your easiest and fastest way to get immediate and the most accurate help. Obviously, their goal is to admit students, not deny them. And then don't forget Ms. Dovey and Mrs. Erlane in our school counseling office. Both have sent their children to college and are really experts in the college admission process. Please contact me with any questions at any time. Okay, Pine Richland, have a great senior year.